What's up, everybody? Welcome back, Doyen Studios. Can you guess what our favorite color is? Acting tip of the week with Chase Yee. Thank you so much. We got Josh Wardell on the camera here, Doyen artist. We're very happy to share our tip of the week. And I think this is a very important one because this is actually a philosophy that Joshua and I and everybody else in our team, Bara, a lot of our other friends we work with, we all believe that, to be great at something, to be creative, to be artistic, you don't necessarily have to follow all the rules that society, that the industry presses upon you, okay? Art is what you make it, first and foremost. David Lynch is one of my favorite filmmakers, one of my favorite artists, and he has a quote that I think is extremely valuable, okay? And I'm going to paraphrase it here a little bit for you. Basically, the quote is, when we become adults, we think that we fully understand all the rules, okay? But really, all we're experiencing is a narrowing of our imagination. All right, so think about that. When you become an adult, the world has pressed upon you all this bullshit, right, that you have to abide by. You have to do things a certain way, and especially in an industry like film, okay, or acting. There's a right way to do things. And that gets so ingrained in you over time that when you become, a fully developed individual, you think, okay, this is the right way of doing something. I have to do it this way. But really, when you abide by that, all you're experiencing is a narrowing of your imagination. It's almost like, when you're a kid and when you're in your element, when you're in the zone, the whole world is opened up to you, right? There's no ceiling on your creativity or the things you do. But as you get older and you start hearing people start saying things and telling you things and judging you, and the subjectivity of other people gets pressed upon you, all of a sudden that wide expanse, that vast room that you were once sitting in gets totally tunneled in to this narrow hallway, right? And you're on this end, and the dreams you have, the success you want, it's on the opposite end. And there's only one way for you to walk, right? But I'm here to tell you that that's not true, okay? Don't fall victim to that mindset of your artistry and the things that you want for yourself, because especially for acting, and I also think it translates to film, I think it translates to a lot of different things. There are many ways for you to achieve the goals that you want, right? So for example, acting, the self-tape, right? That's such a huge thing nowadays. It's such a discouraging thing for a lot of actors, because you might be sending out self-tapes, right? And you're following all the rules that casting has put out on a breakdown. You're following every single, minute detail that they put in there. And guess what? You're not booking roles. You're wondering, what the hell am I doing wrong, right? Why am I not booking these roles? Well, here's an example for you, okay? I had an audition yesterday. I had a callback audition for a big national commercial, right? And while I was shooting that, I was actually on set for another commercial that I had booked. So I had to, reconfigure my whole schedule, let casting know that, hey, I'm on set on another job, right? But after lunch, I'm going to make the callback. Can you move me to the latest time, for the callback? That would help me out. I'm already breaking a rule right there. I think the time they gave me was like 1 o'clock, right? I had to ask them, hey, can you move me all the way to 2:30? I'm on another job. What can I do, right? So finally, when that lunch period begins, I skip lunch. I find myself like a dressing room tent that was set up on location, and I'm on my phone, right? I'm not in a conducive environment, that by, the rules suggest, you're going to do a great job. I wasn't in the studio. I didn't have a backdrop. I didn't have proper lights on me. I was in like a tent, a dressing room on set, okay? But here's the thing. I had my phone. I'm present. I'm in a quiet space, and I'm waiting for the Zoom call to start, the callback, because that's how callbacks are now on Zoom, right? The person calls me, the casting director calls me, and they want me to be on eye level. They don't want me to be at an angle. They want me to be in a wide shot, eye level. So it's like, okay, I need to improvise now. What can I do to make this situation work? I went outside really quick. I grabbed a table from the lunch area, dragged it into the tent. I took 2 chairs, put them on top of the table. I took my shoe off, put it on top of the chair, and then I leaned my phone up against my shoe and I stood as far away from the phone as I could, right? I had AirPods in so that I could hear what was going on, right? So I could still have some distance. And I did the entire audition that way, okay? And guess what? Later that night, they pinned me for that commercial, that national commercial. That was just yesterday, all right? So we'll see what happens. You know, I did the audition. I'm going to forget about it now. I'm going to move on to the next thing, you know? But that's just one example of how I didn't follow any of those rules, okay? They tell you, yes, be in a quiet space, have a plain background, make sure we can hear you, make sure there's no distractions, blah, 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 whatever. But that's just not true. Okay, the fact of the matter is if they like you, if they want you for a part, they're going to make the accommodations to see you. And once they do see you, they're going to know right away, this is the person we want, or we don't like this person, we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, all those rules of the self-tape and your environment and all that stuff, they don't apply. What applies is you, okay? You showing up, doing the best job you can do, and executing what you can prepare. Okay, that's all you have to do. Same thing applied. I was on set of another job, and I had a co-star audition that came in, and those are very quick turnarounds, okay? Sometimes you'll get one in the afternoon, you have to turn it in an hour later. All right, I mean, it's very quick, you know, because they're only 1 or 2 lines. So I got this audition, I'm on set. Again, all I have is my phone, and my agent says, hey, can you get this audition to us? And I say, shit, yeah, I can get that audition to you, no problem. So what I do, I go behind the bathroom trailer on set, you know, the trailer that holds the stalls. I go right up against that trailer wall. I hold my phone up. I memorize that, you know, 1 or 2 lines that was in the scene. I do the scene right there into the phone. No wide shot, no full body slate. Okay, this is what I can do. In my present situation, this is the best I can do to send this in under deadline, be the best actor, performer I can be confident in what I'm doing, and send it off. Same exact thing. I sent that audition off later that night. I got pinned for it. The next morning, I booked that role. Okay, that's a new show on ABC. I have a co-star part that's going to be coming out soon. So I have many other friends, situations like that. It's almost like when you don't follow all those arbitrary kind of rules, you do better because all that pressure is off. It allows you to be yourself. All right, and that's what casting wants to see. Casting wants to see you be your best self in that situation, in a new circumstance. Okay, so keep that in mind. Another example, I have a friend. We were on set filming something. She had an audition come in. We were outdoors. We had no, you know, great environment to film at. We had no great environment to film the scene. There was a big red barn, you know, on set. And we just said, hey, well, why don't we just put you up in front of this barn? You know, let's film you right here. I held the phone. Another partner of mine read lines, you know, with the young lady. She did the scene. She did such a great job. She sent it in. She booked that role the next day. These stories can go on forever. The point is that you don't have to follow all these rules, okay? You can be creative. Let your mind expand. Let casting have an idea of who you are and what you can do in that role, okay? Because sometimes if you prepare something so dead to rights and you do it so perfect, casting almost looks at you and they lose their imagination. They can't necessarily see the magic, you know, of who you are when things are so pristine and concise. You know what I mean? Life is messy. Art is messy. Creativity is spontaneous. Acting is reacting. It happens in the moment by listening, by responding, you know? So think about those things. The next time you have an audition, the next time you get creative in any aspect, you know, of what you do. If you're a filmmaker, if you're a poet, if you're a writer, a creative writer, if you write scripts, if you paint, if you draw, if you dance, try not to let the rules and the expectations of society bombard you and categorize who you are. You know, don't let society create your identity and your creativity. Let you be the person that decides that. Okay, let that come through in your artwork. And that is what gives you individuality. That's what makes you stand out. And that's what's going to launch you forward into the career and the success that you want. Okay? Anyway, thank you guys so much. Acting tip of the week. Rules keep order. I understand that. But at the same time, rules are meant to be broken. Rules are meant to be expanded on. Rules are meant to evolve. They're meant to grow. And they're meant to show people what you can actually do, what you can do to grow, be creative, and inspire other people to change the expectations of society, to create the life that you want, create a world, that you believe in, that other people can believe in, and everybody can thrive together. Anyway, thank you so much. Doyen Artist, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of great content coming out. We have more short films coming. I'm currently working on a feature right now that we're going to get ready to shoot, fundraise for at the end of the year. We're very excited, and we just want to share that journey with everybody else. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at Doyen Artists. Subscribe to our channel here, leave a comment, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, guys. See you soon.